Hi.
Dr. Stories, the mystical professor. Let's see, so we're here to talk about self-concept and nothing to change but self, and we'll just get talking about that. What do you think?
Yeah. Yes. It's very important. A lot of people think manifestation just a technique, but you have some really important part. Is the self concept, the way you see yourself. That's really really important, guys. And me and Doctor, Professor Mystical. She's a real mystic. So we decided to talk about those things right now. The self concept. It's not
Yeah.
complicated. It's very easy because all the time you see yourself in a different way, you're not aware of it. That's it.
Well, so if you have a good self-concept, can you still manifest all your desires, or do you need to have a good self-concept,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
or
y-
just affirm, visualize, assume, what do you do? Because like for me, I do both. I have a good self-concept, and then I also imagine myself having that which I desire.
yeah. For me, the thing I do sometimes about the self concept, I always like talk. My inner talk is really good about myself. I don't talk trash about myself, no matter what's going on, because I know everything starts with you first. So when you see yourself in a good way, people will see you in a good way too. So that's the way I do myself. Cause it's just the inner talk, the way I talk about myself, the way I see myself,
Yeah.
from other people. So that's why for me the self concept is very important because imagine you can visualize something about money and you talk bad about you take you see yourself really bad with money. So that's a blockage. You block yourself from that point, your desired reality.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's why the self concept is really important to embrace it. Is very very important.
so that's what I do. I feel it's important to have a great self-concept, and I've given this example before because I know my brother, I keep telling him the same thing because he can manifest money, but then because he has a bad self concept about money, he loses it as fast as he gets it. It has to go to, like, recently he got some money and then, hi, how are you? Hi,
Hi.
guys. So recently he got money and then it went to his car broke down. It's not funny, but, and I tell him, you got to have a good self concept about money. He has one good self concept about himself, which is that he's lucky. He always tells himself he's lucky. Because I talk to him occasionally and he's like, yeah, I'm lucky. I've always been lucky. And that's a good self concept. What do you affirm? I mean, your self concept. We're talking about, hi, Ravine. Hi, Asaya. What beautiful names you guys have. Do you, Only, do you
Um.
affirm? What do you do to build to have, I mean, do you just tell yourself that you have a great self-concept?
Okay. This. So. Mhm. Yeah, I do. I do. I do. I do. Um. So sometimes I do. Sometimes I just my self concept is just embrace myself and love myself. That's what I do. All the time. No, I don't know. I know. But
Add me into
you can
the
ask
account.
any question. If I have a question, you can ask. For
Just
another
ask
point.
and we'll answer. We're
Yeah.
here to answer questions about
Yeah.
how to create your own reality, your desires, how to manifest them, because it's important to be self-disciplined and monitor the thoughts that you have, because your thoughts create your beliefs, and your beliefs create your assumptions, and your assumptions create your reality. So if you have a good if you assume, personally, I assume that I have a great self-concept, and that helps me. Hi, Ravine. So self-concept to me is really important, but I personally I do affirmations every day, like in the morning, sometimes throughout the day, and then at night, like when I'm taking a shower and you know doing like brushing my teeth, whatever, fixing my makeup, whatever. I definitely do that. Were you waving? So
You know, for me, something I do all the time is I just all the time I just say I love myself and I embrace myself. That I feel good about myself all the time. That's why I say all the time. I feel good about myself. I love myself. I'm the best. Everything I touch become to gold. So, and I always all the time have a good and talk about myself. Because that's your foundation. Because the way you see yourself, that's the way people can see you.
I think it's
So
important that we tell ourselves all the time, if not at least 15 minutes a day, that that you love yourself. I,
all
I,
the
I
time.
I really believe that. I was just watching a lot of Joe Dispenza's work, which uh, hi, which obviously, him and I resonate with his work. It's based on science, and so does, I already have. I'm not a neuroscientist like he is, but I know a lot about the brain, and he talks about neuroplasticity all the time, and I always encourage people to read that book, The Mind, the Brain, Neuroplasticity, and the Power of Mental Force, because it's based on science, and the brain is very malleable. And he believes if you're just walking around in a state of love and gratitude, you're going to attract great events in your life. You're going to attract all kinds of great things, opportunities. You can't leave me, and that's important. That so I guess I agree with you. So if I just walk around instead of affirming all the time in a state of love and gratitude for myself and others, because the Bible tells you to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and then that there's only one. That's the greatest commandment. That's it. That there's only one God, and that we're
Hmm.
to love others as ourselves. So if we love others as ourselves and love God, I think that if you're just walking around in a state of love,
Yeah.
then you can manifest all kinds of
Yeah, you
greatness.
can manifest all kind of things, because even the science show that because you have your biofield, your biofield. That's why people you can meet somebody and most people some people are really sensitive with energy, some people really not really too deep sensitive. But if somebody behind your back, you don't see it, but you can feel it. You can feel somebody behind you. So that's mean like your biofield tell you. So it's the same thing when you embrace, you have a good self-concept about yourself. And so because you have that energy around you, your state of vibration, so you start to attract, those events, the circumstances, you get a match with that energy you have. That's why it's very important to observe your inner thought, the way you talk about yourself, the way you see yourself. Because for me, my biggest issue because I always manifest my car all the time. But every time I manifest that car, it break down based on fear.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you had that belief, right, or
Oh yeah,
assumption.
yeah, fear. But I can manifest something, and after like couple more couple of years, I lose it because I was in fear mode all the time, and I know very well about it since I started to do silence meditation more because I do two type meditation. The one where I focus on something I want, and the one that I do the quiet one, the stillness one. So one day I was doing my meditation, this quiet one, and I just observed. Damn, I got so many fears. I think I was supposed to, but inside me, I got so many fears, so many always. That's why I'll always, yes, get the car, get the money, but something happen and I lose it. And that's why I understand, yeah, the self-concept is really important. You can have a desired reality, but the self-concept have to be matched with it. You can manifest. I know some people manifest large sum of money, and after they lose it. The reason why because is the self-concept. Some people can have $100 million right now and they
Yeah,
lose it. Why? Because the self-concept, they don't see themselves, they don't feel resonate with that energy. So, yes, they got it, but actually the vibration they're on is not resonate with it. That's the reason why. It's very important to
exactly.
have a good self-concept and everything starts with you. That's why self-concept, the way you see yourself, the way you see your personality, like
Yes.
like Dr. just said, your personality create your own personal reality.
Yes,
So
he also said that, say you're diagnosed with a terminal illness and um, the whoever, the medical doctors or team tell you you have only a certain amount of time to live. And
you are a couple. Mhm.
are you a couple? Hi. So
uh,
we're here talking about self-concept and manifesting and law assumption, law of attraction, Neville Goddard, Abdullah, and Joe Dispenza. We follow all three of them, as well as sharing our own experiences. So Pierre is in Florida, and I'm in Arizona, and we're collaborating together. We came on here to ask questions. It's really quiet today. Usually we have a lot more people. But anyway, hey, you're all one. We're one.
yeah,
So, and
one, yeah,
if you want to, yeah, indirectly we are. I mean,
yeah,
because we're one. But
yeah.
thank you for that question. Do you have any questions? Because we're talking about self concept, and I was just getting at the fact that, or asking Pierre if he, embraces or affirms, any to enhance or have a heightened self concept. Because personally, I do that, but I also, you know, have been walking around in a state of gratitude and love and giving everything good meaning that, this is supposed to happen in order to lead me up to my manifestation or desire. Because we don't know. I think that, God gives us challenges, or universe, if you don't believe in God, so that we can are we're he wants us to show the power that's within us, the strength that we have by focusing and staying, you know confident in what we have done, what we have assumed, affirmed, imagined, staying, faithful to that assumption so that it can manifest. Because you have to trust yourself and what you have done, because you trusting yourself is you trusting God, universe, which is your higher self. So we're just here to answer some questions if you have any. I personally um, have been affirming a lot. I tell myself I have a good self concept. So back to Joe Dispenza, this person, if you're given a certain amount of time to live and you believe what they tell you, and you don't have this knowledge, you're going to walk around in obviously in somewhat of a negative state of mind, or assumptions or beliefs and thoughts. You're going to be your own worst enemy. So we're here to try and get this information out to people, that if you just change your beliefs, your assumptions, your states of consciousness, that you're going to change the outcome. You're going to be healed. You can heal yourself. I already know that from science. I've studied it. And not only that, from all the research studies that I've read in my
And by your own
lifetime.
experience too.
Yeah, my own experience. So talking about health, this child here was diagnosed with a catastrophic type of pneumonia, that where her lungs were eating themselves. And um, Pierre and I prayed for her, and she was released from the hospital yesterday morning, came running into the house. So you have to stay faithful to your vision, whether or your imagination, which is your true self. Your imagination is yourself. Well, yes, that's your true reality.
Yeah, that's true realities. You know, from my own experience, when I was really, really, really like in my beginning, that spirituality, and because everything right now, start my spiritual journey start with my father figure, and it was the principal of my school in Haiti. And one day, I remember one day somebody said, "Hey, that man make you so arrogant. He make you so arrogant because he taught me all the time to believe in myself and to embrace myself for who I am." And he said nobody can stop me. But I was really little, like 15 years old. And I remember one day somebody because I want to play basketball for my school and for my high school, and I was not really good. I was not really good at all. And somebody said, "Oh, you never be playing for the school, everything." And I say, I don't care. I'm the best player ever, and I don't care what you say. I'm the best. And he was older than me. He was really older. It was like he's a good player, player like for the national team in Haiti, everything. And I was 15 years old. I said, I don't care what you say, and I will show you. And said, oh, you've never been. And after 2 years, with assuming all the time because my father figure always tell me to assume because it was really hard with me, really, really hard. I have to do affirmation every morning. Every morning, I have to do affirmation. When I come to the school, I have to do affirmation. After school, I have to do affirmation. It was so hard on me. But those that was really like mad at him all the time. I say, he hate me, why you do that to me? And when after 2 years, and I come to play, I come from a high school, and that guy was telling me I was not good. I beat him so bad. And after I start to realize, yeah, you can do everything, if the way you see yourself, you know, don't let people project their own fear on you sometimes. A lot of people let people project their own fear. You know, you know yourself. That's why the self-concept is the foundation. You can believe in something right now and say, oh, I can make that business, right? But you have zero money. Don't let people bring the fact, oh, no, don't listen to them. That's their fear. But you have to focus in yourself, your own journey. And after that, after a couple of years, you're very successful. Let's say, oh, you're a genius. That's for me right now. When I start to do a lot of things about my life, nobody believe in me. Nobody care about me. Nobody believe in me. Most people, yeah, only my father figure, some couple friend, but most of my family never believe in me. Right now, they say, oh, you genius. Oh, you just smart. You know, the self concept is the foundation of it. Everything you want to manifest, you can get it. It can be house, it can be car, it can be kids, it can be anything. You have the best thing, you have to have the boldness. No, you have to have the boldness, no fear, no fear. Eventually you feel fear, but step, keep moving forward, persist like never got said, always persist and come, it will show to you, it will come to you.
A fear or a negative thought comes to mind, do you just ignore it? I mean, do you have any suggestions for people who struggle with that? Like, I mean, you've overcome it where now you're like Neville. You don't. It doesn't. You're just on automatic. And Dr. Dispenza also talks about this, and I have too. That you just become automatic. You're just an automatic now. You don't. It just doesn't happen. But before, did you have to have self discipline in the beginning and tell yourself, oh no, no, I know what I've done, and I'm confident, and I know that I have to have the boldness, and it's going to manifest in my reality. The universe has no choice to conform. Okay, I was just curious because I do the same. I sometimes, like when the child was sick, because I talked to you, I had to do that, remind myself who I am. I am the creator of my reality. I am the operant power. I am the one who's creating and deciding and choosing. And I had to remind myself for a split second. And I was just wondering if you had to go remind yourself in the beginning, and now you're just on total automatic, like drive in a sense. It's automatic pilot. It's automatic.
Because before I become like this, very automatically was I was struggling a lot because I was looking for validation a lot. I was,
Outside world. You were looking at the 3D.
but I was when I come to United States because I'm not Haiti anymore because my father figure is in Haiti, so I cannot. And I have to the technique I use to gratitude is to gratitude. Just reminder every step, just reminders how many things, how many amazing things I manifest in my life. So that helped me have a self confidence to keep doing more and more and grow and grow. So the technique I use a lot when I was always in fear is just I do reminder. I journal in a lot. All the sister story I've been, I I just read again. oh, I manifest this, I manifest this, I manifest that, I manifest this, I manifest that. So it showed me like I can say like just an example. You know, those example I've been manifest and I'm aware of it. Oh, I can do more. If I do this, I can do this. If I can do this, I don't have nothing to fear.
Own you, and that's what a lot of people and coaches say, that it enhances your knowing that it's done. You know what, you just know it's already done and it's going to happen. You don't look for any validation. You just, do you have to, you don't even have to remind yourself, you just know, oh, it's done. Do you, and it, nothing, even if, so like with the baby, you know, it, before it got better, she got worse, worse, and then got better. And I had to stop myself because I was letting the 3D dictate to me, and I had to, you know, say no. I know what I've done. I know who I am. I know the powers within, and that this is a 3D. That the 3D is dead and neutral, and that I am the director, the producer, the writer, and I decide, I choose, and I'm not going to let it affect me. And I don't care what it says. This is what I'm saying, and this, so that's what's true. And that reminding myself that I am the validation. So, you know, you don't have to do that anymore. You just, it's, you're,
My near death experience was I was sick, and I know is these realities now. I got an outbound experience. I got an outbound experience. I got a near death experience. So because I see I'm not my body, you know, I'm not my body. I'm just a pure soul. I'm just a pure consciousness. And right now, I don't have no fear at all. You know, I don't have fear of nothing, especially when because I got so many experience being practiced all the time, being practiced all the time, and I got that helped me a lot. I don't have no fear at all because I've been through those tests, you know, those experience, so that I build my confidence, and especially too with listen to Neville, you know, Abdullah, and again, Dr. Dispenza. When I see all these testimony, people doing like, oh my God, crazy thing, you know, people healing themselves, blind people see, people regrow their organ, everything. People, you know, the doctor say you can have no kids, they have kids, they have twins, so many those beautiful story, both my boost, you know.
confidence in what you're doing. That's why I started this channel, besides with the subliminals, and started doing uploads and then started doing lives, is to encourage people, you know, to come in, and if they need any support, you know, that's what I'm here for. And now you've been helping me with that, and we have helped some people I know um, overcome some issues because they've come back and said to me that, you know, they're following what I've told them to do, and their life is turning around. That they're seeing their manifestations. You know, personally, Neville always said to, you know, walk around in a, if you don't, the best state to be in is a state of relief. You know, a state, like you said, state of, you know, he didn't really come out and say gratitude. He said state of relief, but he also said embracing the emotion of your desire as if it was already you know, a fact out here in the 3D world. You know, like for instance, you know, you're manifesting a large sum of money and or health. You know, you wouldn't be walking around all, you know, down and depressed. You'd be walking around, you know, happy with a smile on your face, looking for things to spend your money on, or, you know, probably have a skip in your step because you're happy, you're happy, you're healthy, you overcame disease. That's why, and the research has shown that not only from the cases that Joe Dispenza has shared on his, you know, on YouTube here and his books and what have you, but, you know, from me studying for my, can you hear me? Oh, hi. Yeah, hello. There's your best. Yeah, hi.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Empress Ariella, what a beautiful name. I know you've helped her, right? Isn't that one of the individuals that you've helped? She's overcome a lot of obstacles, right? And did she
Yeah, she do. She do. She do. She do.
Okay, okay. What I was saying is, if you, even Neville said that if you embrace that emotion, just walk around in that state, or even just walking around saying thank you, it's finished, like blanket affirmation, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? But not looking for anything to support what you're doing and saying and how you're feeling. And even Joe Dispenza says that. He says it in a lot of his videos. Feel it real now. That science has proven, Neville. Feel it real now, right now. Don't wait for it to change your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts. Decide now. And when people say, well, it's hard because they're dealing with this and this. Hi, Maximilian, how are you? If you have any questions, we're deliberate conscious manifestors, and we're here to help you. We're talking about self-concept and how important it is. If you just walk around with the elevated self-concept, you really, you're just gonna, and also basically in a mindset of gratitude and love, that you're gonna manifest all kinds of, you're gonna attract greatness in your life, great events. You're gonna, for instance, luck, money, because your subconscious mind knows, and it doesn't have eyes. It knows what you desire. Yes, everything is now. There you go. That's right. Everything is now. Yeah.
Remember, the past is the sometimes people the past is the memory. Sometimes some people like just always manifest the past present all the time because they're so focused on the past, and the present become the past present because all those memories from the past you storing up. You hear me? Okay.
There you are.
Okay. So that's why all the time, like when you have when you keep those memory, the stuff you don't want it from the past. So you store them and you feel that state of being, you stay in that state. So eventually you can change state, place, the same event will come to you again and again because you have to change.
We can't. I keep losing Pierre. 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 Oh man, he has so much good advice for this channel. I'm so lucky to have him, and so are you. Do you have any questions, Empress? You probably don't, because you probably communicate with him all the time. He's really good at what he does. He's been deliberate conscious manifestor for a really, really long time. The version of you that you are manifesting already exists. Man, you are good. You're so good. You should be coaching. Yeah, so I was just explaining that sometimes situations arise, and you're tested. I lost Pierre, so what I can do is resume. Oh, what? Here he is. It's not letting me add him. Hang on. I don't know why it wouldn't let me add him. It's not letting me add him. Well, we can come back on. Hang on. I'm going to end this live, and I'm going to come back on because it's not letting me add him. I will be back